Hello, everyone out there. This is your host, B-Lo of the Hourglass Podcast. The time is now with Miko the Goddess.
Miko the Goddess is in the house.
That's what's up. We're Rated R.
Rated R is in the building.
We'd like to thank you all for watching our YouTube. Please subscribe and also hit the bell. And also follow us on Instagram, HGP_. The time is now. Hello, this is B-Lo, your host of the Hourglass Podcast. The time is now. And I got the crew with me, Rated R.
Rated R in the building.
All right, Dubbo.
Dubbo, right here, baby.
All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. And this is going to be our first live stream podcast right here. Okay. Hourglass now. We do a multitude of things now. We just ain't doing just at spots now, locations now. We doing them live now. We out there now. And we got a special guest with us. This gentleman right here has been in the adult industry for over 20 years right there. He is the co-owner of YNOT and the president of WELL. His name is Jay Kopita.
There we go.
All right, give it up for Jay. What's going on?
All right.
Give it up for Jay.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
What's going on, man?
Finally joined us.
Hey, so what? I'm the first live stream you're doing, huh? I'm the guinea pig?
Yes.
First.
Nice.
Inauguration.
Hey, you know what? I'm always one that's willing to go where no man has gone before. So this is just par for the course for me.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We
Understandable.
appreciate you taking time out for us. Totally appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yes. Definitely. So we can get right into it though. So Jay, where are you from, Jay?
Let's see. I grew up pretty much in the Midwest, so not quite Chicago, but Minneapolis. I was there for many years, and I was in Michigan, and then when I finished school, I moved to LA. So I was in LA for a long time, and now I've been in Austin for an even longer time. So really kind of all over, but I like to say that Austin is my home.
Okay, Austin, Texas. Okay,
that's right.
So do you have any siblings that's in the Midwest? Is like Chicago, somewhere around there?
Everybody left. Like everybody, we were all over the Midwest, and now everybody's either retired or not around anymore. So I would say pretty much Florida, California, and Texas are where most of my relatives are now. We all migrated to warmer culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Lucky you all. Lucky you all. Well, I heard you mention Michigan though, but what part of Michigan?
I was born in Flint, of all places. And
man.
So I was born in Flint, and then I lived outside of Ann Arbor as a kid, and also Big Rapids, which is about an hour north of Grand Rapids. But yeah, like the first 9-10 years of my life were in Michigan, and really fond memories. I loved living there as a kid.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
What were some of the things that you did in Michigan, in Flint, Michigan, growing up?
I wasn't really old enough to remember too much about Flint at the time. My first memories are pretty much Ann Arbor. I loved winter. I learned how to ice skate pretty young.
Ice skate.
Always liked playing, in the snow and stuff. I was too skinny to play hockey or be any good at that. So, but yeah, winter and seasons were always really a big thing for me. And now it's either hot or hotter wherever I am. Except this year we had a blizzard in February and it shut down the entire state. So there was that.
Sure.
Here too in Chicago now. Shut stuff down a little bit.
Just a little taste of it.
Y'all blizzard is like 50 degrees.
Yeah.
That's what you all blizzard is.
Pretty much. Yeah. No, it actually hit 0. It went down to 0 for like a couple days. And we didn't have power for a little bit. But yeah, the state is just horribly unprepared for what you guys take for granted 3 months out of the year.
Yeah. So so you're not into sports that much, John?
I'm a little bit into sports. I'm more into gambling on sports than anything else. I don't really have any favorite teams or anything. Like right now, I'm having my ass handed to me on all my fantasy leagues because I haven't done any of this shit in 2 years. So I haven't been following it, and it's like, I'm really horribly unprepared. But as far as like following team sports, it's not really a thing. But I mean, I can play baseball. I enjoy playing football. Not good at basketball. I mean, I'm good at knocking people around, but my accuracy is horrendous. And, you know, I play a little bit of golf. And when I'm actually in shape, you know, I like lifting weights and running. But, yeah, it's been kind of a slow summer in that. So.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Everything's getting back together with this you know,
trying
coronavirus thing going on, so it's kind of slow.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Right. Well, how often do you golf? That's interesting.
It's been like a couple of years, unfortunately. Before that, though, I was playing like pretty much a couple times a month. I injured myself at the end of 2018, and you know, just when I was starting to get ready to, you know, get out and play again, COVID hit, and but yeah, I used to play like all the time for years. So I go out onto driving ranges every now and then. Actually playing competitively or anything like that, I haven't done in a couple of years. But you know, I still like to swing a club. I still like to hit the ranges, and I'm looking forward to when it starts cooling down just a little bit here, playing again.
Hey, we're gonna have to come join you or something.
Do you guys play? Do you guys play?
Have to come join.
Yeah, you know, a little bit. We get out there a little bit, get our, you know, our swings in. Top golf.
There you go.
Tiger Woods video game. Yeah, we might get out there and do that a little
You
bit.
said something about the football too, so you enjoy playing football now.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, I'm good.
Jerseys on right here.
I'm good at receiving for sure. I mean, I can run, I can catch. You know, it's just that I'm old. So I can't really get tackled too hard, and you know.
What's up? Okay.
Yeah.
So
age.
So I have a question about the Flint.
Yep.
When you heard the situation about the water situation was toxic, what was the first thing that came to mind to you?
Well, basically, so I lived the first few years of my life in Flint, and even though my ties to it haven't really been there for a long time, I still feel very strongly about, you know, social justice and rights of people. And knowing that, you know, basically pretty much after, because my dad was in grad school there too, when I was just born. So my attitude is that it just, the whole situation was really disgusting and upsetting for me. I know that Flint has been on decline for like the last 50 years or so, or maybe a little bit less than that. The fact that this shit happened didn't surprise me. It's just like, you know, this is just par for the course for, you know, the way people get treated when, you know, they don't have money. And essentially, the fact that this happened, 7 years ago, and it still hasn't been totally corrected. It's it's such a testament to just how fucked up and backwards the priorities are in this country. And, you know, Flint is just one example of many.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's messed up with all that going on. It kind of makes it feel like no one cares. You know, you know, we had people dropping off water here and there, but it, you know, as the government, you know, it kind of got like pushed back. So, you know, bad thing there.
I mean, the thing is, it was so unnecessary. I mean, I'm not exactly sure why things happened the way they were. I would assume that money, you know, and trying to save a buck and line the pockets of rich people was a large motivation out of it. But yeah, I mean, it's just, and this is something that, like, you know, was really exposed. And I'm sure there's just plenty of other things going on that aren't getting the coverage that they should. But yeah, it's just the whole thing is just absolutely horrible.
So doing this whole COVID thing and then being locked down, like, what was some of the things that you would do, like, during that time?
Wow. So let's see. I mean, I connected with a lot of people for, you know, that I hadn't for a while, because I used to travel like 8 to 12 times a year. I was gone like every 6 weeks for like a week at a time. I'd go to the Exotica shows. I'd have events I'd go to in Europe. I'd take a vacation. I'd run my own trade shows. So I was always doing something almost every month. So I managed to just really focus all my attention online and try to reconnect with a lot of people that I hadn't seen or that I wasn't going to see. You know, since it took a few months for this to really sink in for a lot of us that, hey, you know, things aren't going to return to normal by summer 2020 or this fall. You know, this is around to stay. So I did my best to try to connect with people and try to stay as relevant as I could in the industry as much as possible. A bunch of guys that I went to school with in Minneapolis, they had a poker club online, so I was doing that with them every few weeks and really honing my skills in, you know, online poker. And yeah, and
a lot of online things.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was doing the bingo. I was doing bingo.
Right on. And then I got into running because I didn't want to go back to the gym. I mean, I used to go to the gym 4 or 5 days a week, and that's like one of the worst places. And this is before, there were vaccines and before, there was really any kind of like life-saving drugs. Like getting COVID in the earlier months was kind of the kiss of death. I mean, unless you were like really young, really healthy, you didn't know if you were high risker. I mean, you kind of knew.
Then it was 50-50.
Yeah.
It was 50-50 then.
Exactly. I mean, I'm over 50. I mean, I'm in good shape for someone my age, but I had asthma as a kid, and it's just like, who knows how it would have affected me. So I really made a point of not doing jack shit in public with anybody or anything. So I got into running, and I got into just socializing with people online as much as possible because, I'm a pretty social guy and I don't really do the alone thing too well. I mean, it's like I like my downtime, but I also, always like to be hanging out and talking to people.
Oh, okay, understandable. Like with the COVID-19, what we were saying, like with your event, because last year was supposed to be the 3rd annual one officially, but you all had to move it up now.
Yeah.
Like with everything that happened like last year, like how did that kind of like put a damper on things?
Huge.
Like how did you like keep things going?
Well, the big thing was, to produce the YNOT Cam Awards and to produce the YNOT Community Trade Show, those are both 6-figure events. They're expensive as hell. I mean, when you have to take over part of a hotel and you have food and beverage minimums and you want to hire entertainment and you got all the marketing and all the collateral that you need to put together, it's very expensive and very involving. So we didn't have to spend any of that because we didn't have a physical event in 2020. We also decided, because the YNOT Cam Awards is such a big deal and a red carpet affair, and we do dinner and open bar and entertainment and the red carpet, that trying to put something like that online and doing it any justice was just pointless. So we just said, fuck it for 2020. It's like, you know what? We're just going to have to take the year off. Yeah. We did do an online trade show called the YNOT Summit, which was open for models, business to business, anybody in the adult industry, just so that we could have some sort of an online thing. That went extremely well, but that was really just a trade show for everyone and not specifically for cam models. This way we could keep our relevance, and the fact that it cost us like 1/10 of what it costs to produce an in-person trade show. I was still able to sell sponsorships, make money on the process, and keep everybody together. We had over 2,000 registrations for it. It was,
wow.
Yeah, it went. People wanted it.
Pretty successful.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yep.
Now, do you work with a team of other people, or just you doing all this? Which I figure that you doing all of this. I'm assuming that you have some form of help.
A little bit, like yeah. So there's probably about 5 of us that do full-time work at YNOT, except the other owner of the company, Connor. He is responsible for a lot of the business development, a lot of the technical, just a lot of the stuff that makes it work online. He's that guy. I'm the one who sells it, puts the marketing out there, gets the people to go, and monetizes it. We have some writers here. We have a designer, an accountant. We've also got someone who runs our technical services. But yeah, realistically, I would say Connor and I do about 90% of the work when it comes to producing our events. It's pretty crazy.
Okay.
I was just getting ready to say that because you excuse me, B, you write as well, right? You do the marketing, you do writing, and you do, So I figured the percentage would be over 70%.
Yeah. We do a lot of the work, but I mean, the thing is, because we've run this company for such a long time, we've really learned how to work smarter, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, we work pretty long, ridiculous hours, but at the same time, we've really, really learned how to figure it out. And I mean, we have a lot of friends and people that help us with our marketing that aren't really employees here, but they're involved with our seminars. They're involved with our awards. And, a lot of the people in the model community they want to help us, which is an awesome thing. Since it goes both ways.
Team around you all.
That's exactly.
Yes. And what year did you start YNOT? Meet your company. What year did you start it?
So this guy, fresh out of high school, started it in 1996. He was barely 18 at the time. It was like the first social network for adult webmasters on the internet in 1996. I was hired in 2000, so nearly 22 years ago. Yeah, I was hired on as a PR guy, and someone to basically manage the trade shows, because that's what I did in mainstream Hollywood before I came over to the adult industry. And then as time wore on and different owners happened, me and Connor, basically, there was a lot of turmoil in the company. The company almost crashed a couple of times. And essentially by around 2007, Connor and I took over and started just running the company and saving it from being, eliminated. And then he and I bought it in like 2014 or 2015. So we've both been here over 20 years, but we've been the owners now for about 6.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I just want to know who came up with the award show.
So
who sat down and was like, you know what, we need to make this a doggone award show.
I'm gonna give all that credit to Connor. He basically sat down, and that's the way I roll. I'm always credit where credit is due. If someone does something, I want them to have the credit. And on the flip side, if I did something and someone's taking credit from me away from it, then I'm gonna fucking call him on it. Connor years ago just basically sat down and he's like, you know what? We do a business award show. Now what we need to do is something for the performers, because we hadn't really been that involved with the performers. And he's like, you know what? They're becoming much more influential. They're running this industry. They're making money. They're the ones who have the power and the influence, and they didn't years earlier. Now they do. We need to figure out a way to put together an award show and do this. And I'm like, yeah, it sounds great. I'm 100% on board. Tell me what you got, and I'll start making money on it. And that's exactly what we did.
Yeah, that's great right there. Monetize. Got to monetize that.
When was the first one? When was the very first award show?
So the first one that we were going to do, a little bit of drama here, and the first one we were going to do was supposed to be in January of 2018. So by early 2017, we decided we're going to launch this, and we're going to do it during the week of AVN and Internext in Vegas, January 2018. We wanted to pick a day where it was in between the shows and there wasn't anything going on. And we were going to bring all these cam performers and all this business to Vegas, considering a lot of the cam and clips performers are not porn stars. So, AVN isn't as relevant to them as what we were going to do. And AVN didn't like the idea. Okay. And we ended up saying, okay, fuck it.
Y'all were the innovators. Y'all were the innovators in the field.
They didn't like it. So we ended up having to change gears. And we were like, okay, we're going to do this on our own, not around any other trade show. And we did it in LA, and we did it October of 2018. So it was 3 years ago. We launched our first show, and it was the awards only. So it was kind of tricky getting people to come in and do just an award show,
Right. Okay. So like before you really got into YNOT, like was you working in the adult industry? Like what were you doing like in the adult industry like before you got into like YNOT and like partner with the person?
Yeah, before that, I was pretty much doing like a lot of writing for the company. I was in charge of a lot of our content on the websites. I ran like our trade shows. I was the guy who would build the set and, just do a lot of organizational stuff. I mean, before I got into the industry in 2000, I was doing this stuff in Hollywood. And then before that, I was an actor. I actually did a bunch of TV and commercials from like early 90s on, and got out of that when it wasn't paying the bills.
Was you that type of actor? There's a regular type of actor now. Was you an industry actor or a regular actor?
I was a regular mainstream actor.
Regular actor.
Yeah. Not to discredit either. I mean, both are extremely relevant. But yeah, I mean, I did some TV. I was on IMDb as well, and managed to be in a bunch of TV shows from like 92 to 98.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. So what are some of the categories that you get like at the cam?
So what we like to do at the YNOT Cam Awards is make it as inclusive as possible and not reduce awards to scenes like best blowjob or best anal, or to like body sizes, or, just breaking it down into body sizes and races and dicks and pussies and all that stuff. It's just like, you know what? There's no reason why everybody can't. I mean, like funniest model, best friend, most playful.
Yes.
I mean, you can be anything and compete in these categories. Now, the only
a little tasteful, a little more tasteful.
Yeah. I mean, we base it on merit and not just because of like what you are, I guess, so to speak. The only thing that we segment out that's really different is we have a few categories that are specifically for men, some that are specifically for women, some that are specifically for trans. And then we also have one category called Diva Cam Star, which is basically age 35 and over. Because essentially, somebody who's in an advanced age, not that anything over 35 is
veteran
advanced.
league.
Yeah.
The veteran league.
It's hard for them to compete with a 21-year-old for best cam star.
Yeah, nah, you don't want to.
Got their own category now. Got their own category.
Yeah, exactly.
Veteran league.
Well, that makes it fun.
Yeah.
It makes it fun. Yeah, it can separate the young bunnies from the hoppers.
Exactly.
From the hoppers. I like that one. Zing.
That's
right. What COVID went on, it's still going on pretty much.
Yeah.
Has it been difficult to get all the nominees together at this point? Has it been like a rush or has it been a last minute? How's that been working out?
Well, as far as getting online participation, that's been going really well. As far as nominees that are confirmed to attend the trade show and the awards in LA, a lot of people tend to wait until last minute for that. So while the registrations have been really good, there's still a lot of names missing, and that's unfortunate because as well, if people live close by, they tend to wait until the 11th hour to register and, get that taken care of or book their hotel room if they're going to. I think for our first year back in a couple of years during the times that they are, I think we're going to get maybe 2/3 to 3/4 of the amount of audience that we did 2 years ago. So it's not going to be bad. I think we're going to do pretty well with that. But I do think there are going to be a few notable missing people from the awards show that either couldn't travel for one reason or another, or they're not going to be able to be, sticking by our guidelines, unfortunately. So,
understandable.
Yeah, there's going to be some awards that go to people that aren't there, and they're going to have a friend or someone from their platform going up to pick up the award on their behalf.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody will be there to take it for them.
Yeah.
So like with the COVID, like with you, like the new restrictions that's in place. So I know that you doing things where like everybody has to have the COVID vaccination card to show proof of vaccination. So that's definitely a good thing to keep people safe. So that should kind of like bring more people to want to come.
It's been mostly positive. I mean, I have models that are, coming to me going, thank you for taking that stand because I wouldn't have been able to go otherwise, or I wouldn't have wanted to go otherwise. I know that there's a little bit of grumbling and a little bit of hate out there, but I mean, these are what you have to put up with if you're, a leader and you make tough decisions that might not necessarily be the most popular, We have a buyout of the Improv Club on Melrose on October 12th. They recently instituted that no one can enter the club unless they have proof of vaccination. This is an LA County policy for some venue that we have off-site. And if we had decided that we were going to be like, you don't have to be vaccinated, just show up. If you had a test, great, I mean, not caring or just, people got sick would reflect horribly on us. And now the last thing I want is for someone to show up and they can't get in because they either didn't read the policy or because we were being, weak about it. And, with stuff like that happening, we kind of predicted that a city like LA is going to start instituting, mandatory policies. And we wanted to get ahead of it. And, the last thing I want is for someone to get sick or anybody to have a bad time.
That was definitely a smart move.
Thanks.
Because you don't want one person to get sick and then everybody's sick, Exactly. It's happening in these schools nowadays. Like the kids go back to school and now one student is, feeling sick and now 40 students are feeling sick.
Exactly.
So definitely the good move.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I've never been out there. What are some of the things that you can do what are some of the things you can get into when you get out there?
What do you think the Hourglass would like to get into when we get out there? Basically is what he asking me. Cut the chase. What you think the Hourglass podcast would like to get into out there?
You know, it's funny. I'm like one of the worst people to ask this because, I mean, I used to live in LA and I was out there and I knew where everything was and everything that was going on, you know, pretty much like all through my 20s and 30s. And I mean, there's
They still there, Jay.
they are, yeah.
The places are still there, Jay. They ain't.
They just got a little updated now. Let's loosen up now.
You
The
know,
disco ball took it down. The disco ball down.
Yes.
I mean, you know, there's so many good clubs there, and there's going to be all kinds of great things going on at our hotel as well. I mean, you know, we're getting a few hundred cam models, you know, showing up for the event.
That's good for B-Lo, so he can stagger on back up to his room.
There you go.
So he can stagger on back up.
I don't know if
to
these
his
guys
room.
talk about that. His name rated out now. You gotta watch out for this one right here. He rated out.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Might be turned to X down there.
X-Man, yeah.
X-Men down there. Yeah, so like the models are coming from all over the country
Yes.
as well too.
Yep.
And outside of the country too, right?
Yep.
Outside of the US.
We got models coming in from Canada, a few coming in from Europe. The majority are going to be coming in from LA, San Diego, Vegas, Phoenix, places like that.
Goodness.
But yeah, there's going to be models coming in from everywhere. East Coast, Midwest, Southeast. Did you guys go to the Miami Exotica last week?
We wanted to. We wanted to.
We had some
We had some plans. We had some plans, yeah.
Yeah, we had some women
wanted
down there,
to.
though. She went down there.
We had several
and,
people.
Yeah.
You know,
A couple of models
From
that's
our
coming
circle
down there.
that went down there.
Yeah, I went there 2 years ago. I had a freaking great time. I mean, how can you not have a good time in Miami? But
yeah, I know, right?
it was like I was just coming back from a trip in Europe, and I need every day and every hour to put this award show and this trade show together for the next, you know, couple of weeks. So taking 4 days off and going to Miami just wasn't in the cards for me, unfortunately.
Understand. You had your business to do with YNOT now. YNOT is first priority.
It
We're
really
gonna have to get down there when they go back to Miami, okay?
Yeah.
So where did the why not come from? Was it like acronyms of something, or you just said why not?
That's that right there. It was that. I mean, it's funny because the guy who invented this company, he's still kind of out and about. He's like this mogul. He lives in Vegas. He's freaking brilliant. And I mean, what is he? He's probably in his early 40s now. But like I met him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the first time I met him, he was like, I don't know, 23, 24 years old. And this question has been asked of him like a lot in the past. It's like, you know, what was the point of it? And he's like, well, I wanted something simple. I wanted like a 4-letter name. And I just thought, why not? And it wasn't an acronym for anything. I mean, we've made it an acronym for things like, I don't know, your nuts, our teeth. You need our, you know, whatever. It's just, just screwing around like that. But that's all it is. It was like we decided that, that was
with it.
the only reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
You kind of figured that, like, I would think, like, say, well, why not? Why not do it? That's it right there.
Why
Why
not?
not?
And the
That's a good name.
and the money that he was making back in the day was insane because there was no competitors, there was no free porn, and I mean the people that were trying to get advertised on the site, it was basically a traffic network. Anybody who built like the first pay sites in the industry and were charging like $30 a month for a subscription fee would trade traffic through YNOT, and a lot of tips and tricks were exchanged. And I mean, in order to make money on YNOT, he was charging for advertising, and he had like listings, and people would pay like $5,000 a month just to get like a top listing. So when other webmasters who were like affiliates and just putting up free pages and sending traffic to these pay sites, they would come to YNOT, they would find, you know, a certain affiliate program listed first, and then they would sign up for it, and then they would send them like 100 joins over the next, you know, month. And this guy was making, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month just in advertising because there was nothing else out there. You know, I mean, he struck gold when, you know, no one else was.
Yeah. So like you said, he was brilliant for that. You know, he had the traffic over here, and sell you some of this traffic, and you know they on my they with me because I'm not charging all these fees and nothing like that. So I have a large fan base and, you know, community where you can just tap into me and I can send some traffic your way, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you all did a great job with that. All 5 of you all.
Yeah,
Not just
definitely.
him, just all of you all done a great job with that.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, we've expanded to so much over the years. It was just a lot of it was out of necessity. You know, when something works and then it stops working and you start seeing the money go down, you got to come up with a new idea. And that's where my business partner comes in. I mean, he developed our own email software for email marketing, you know, like Constant Contact and YMLP and MailChimp and stuff like that, where it's like, people use that to do email marketing, but they can't put adult content in it, and they get kicked off when they do.
Yep.
And we allow, obviously, we allow adult content. So people use us. They got to pay a little bit more for our service, but you know, he came up with that like 12 years ago, and that's been huge during the pandemic because you know, people need to do more email marketing, and they're finding out more and more about Why Not Mail, and that's been a huge saving grace.
Right, exactly. And also too, you all have a podcast platform as well.
Yeah.
You have 2 podcast platforms.
Yeah.
And I've seen that you out there doing one with Mistress Faye. I think Mistress Faye, right? I'm getting it right now, Jay.
Mistress
Faye.
Kai.
Miss Kai. Okay.
Yes.
Kai. Okay.
Miss Kai.
Mistress Kai. Yeah.
Mistress Kai.
Yeah, Mistress.
She's a self-described curmudgeonly woman from the BDSM community. She's great. She's got a great attitude. She's been literally in this business in one way, shape, or form for 35 years. I mean, that's no bullshit. And she puts up with my antics because, I mean, you know, we'll get guests on and I'll ask like serious questions, but then I'll just throw out just random absurdity and just stupidity, you know, and she loves it.
I can imagine how
she's gonna whip you back in line that day, now, Mistress.
She will.
Literally.
I'll see her. She'll be at the Exotica in New Jersey in about a month. So yeah, if you guys are going to go there, she'll be there. You know, there's a lot of fetish and BDSM people at that one.
Sure.
Yes, it is. We have plans to go to the one that's in DC. I know it's rescheduled for the moment, but DC is the one we're looking at.
I'll be there too. I'll have a booth. That's going to be, I believe, December 1st through 3rd.
1st through 3rd.
Something like that. Yeah.
Put that on the calendar.
Yeah, put that on the calendar
right there.
Ready?
1st to 3rd. Mental note right there. Mental note right there.
Now, Jay, do you enjoy the podcast?
I do. The only thing is that you got to stay on top of it, as you guys know. You got to constantly be on schedule, churning out content. It's a grind. People think, you know, podcast, oh, how difficult can it be? I mean, putting together a fun podcast and having the energy and the effort to do it on a regular basis, you know, being able to just do the minimum and keeping it running already puts you ahead of like most of the competitors. So yeah, my podcast is called Seat of Your Pants. We've knocked out 6 episodes so far. Just started it. I used to do podcasting from like 01 to 05, way back when. Wow. And then I also did another podcast from like 15 to 17 called Porn and Coffee, where my guy and I did pretty much an episode every, we were doing like one every couple of weeks. And we did that for almost 3 years straight. And Porn and Coffee went out really well. And it was unfortunate because, you know, one guy's in Norway. I mean, you got my guy, the host, who's in Norway, me, who's in Texas, and our guest, who could be anywhere. So you're dealing with, you know, hard time zones to try to coordinate everybody.
Yeah, right. Everybody different time zone.
Yeah, it's tough. But like,
a lot of people don't really understand how much goes into the podcast. Not just talking. You know, it's so much stuff behind that you know, it's a lot more important just to even get going. You know.
Yeah.
Plus,
especially about the level that you're trying to get into and go to, you know, doing the podcast. Some people just do it just to be having fun with it, which is cool. Some people actually try to take it to that next level, the next step.
Well, plus, you know, I mean, getting sponsors, you know, and being able to keep them happy, you know, that's tough. I still don't have a sponsor yet for Seat of Your Pants. And my business partner does an affiliate marketing podcast called Sell Porn or Die Trying. And he doesn't have one yet either. But people listen to it. When we see the numbers, they like it and they're getting something out of it. But right now it's costing us money to do these podcasts. It's not bringing in anything.
It definitely do. And Jay, also, if you can move to,
Mark.
that money is one thing. And Jay, if you can move to like another area, something like that, your internet quality, it's still recording though, but your video quality has
You can't.
Oh, shit.
yeah, you couldn't see you disappeared on us.
Oh no, that sucks. All right, let me see if moving over
You
here.
can still see us, right?
Oh yeah, I can see you guys great. Let me try going over here and see if this makes a difference. Oh shit.
See what.
Okay. Let's see what happens here.
See what the
Come here.
the closet look like.
In the closet.
All right, is this any better, guys?
It hasn't popped on yet. You're still recording. It's still
Okay.
recording you though. We just don't see. We just gonna go on. We just gonna go on with it, Jay.
All right.
We gonna go on with it.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's still recording though. It'll record though. It'll upload though.
Okay.
They're still going with it though. Yeah, but actually people don't think about like with the sponsorships, like with a podcast too, like with the business, the budget part behind it. There's a lot that goes into it when you're trying to get to that, that level, be the best now. Be
Right.
the best, number one now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally. So how long have you guys been doing
There
Hourglass?
you go. There you go. You pop back
There
in.
you go. We
There
good.
Great.
Now we see you now. There you go. There you go.
See you in the
Right.
laundry room now.
Good.
You're in the laundry room.
So how long have you guys been doing the Hourglass podcast?
We have been doing the Hourglass podcast for about a year and a half now. About a
Okay.
year and a half now. And we really started pushing with it. Started about around the time about February this year.
About February.
Really started pushing with it. Like when the pandemic time came along,
Yep.
that's when we got our ideas together, had to get the equipment up and everything. And just move with it without any like formal training and anything. Like we just like,
You
hey,
just did it.
got together, let's do it.
That's what you got to do. And I was especially impressed by you, Brandon, when you reached out to me through Instagram. And then I saw you guys through some footage at the Chicago Exotica. And I was just like, you know what? I mean, because, yeah, obviously you probably figure I get hit up by a lot of people all the time for one thing or another, you know, whether it's somebody trying to break into the industry or someone wants to be involved in my events or they want something from me. I pay attention to everything that comes my way. I mean, most of the time, unfortunately, it turns out to be something I can't work with or something I'm not interested in. But when I saw what you guys had going on and saw how much fun you had and what you're doing and the potential there, it's just like, yeah, I definitely, these guys I definitely want to get to be a part of. So
we appreciate it.
Thank you, Jay. We thank you right there. I'm noticing talent now.
that's right. That's right. It really is.
We try our best to make the best out of it.
We definitely is now.
Yep.
We can't wait to get down in the YNOT now, the community now. You'll be a part of that now, the community.
Totally.
Hashtag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll introduce you to a ton of people as well. So you guys will definitely get to meet a lot of great models and probably some great executives too that might want to use your services for one thing or another. So you could really get some business out of this too, I think.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks a lot. Truly appreciate
Yeah.
it. Now, Jay, I got a problem here.
Yeah.
It's not so much a problem. Maybe you can help me out.
Uh-oh.
I'm getting my
come.
I'm getting my wear game, my wardrobe together.
Yeah.
So I'm getting that together. So I'm trying to figure out my hairstyle. I see you with the mullet. Now you think I can rock one of those mullets in Hollywood?
Well, the thing with mine is it's actually because a mullet tends to be short in front and long in back. You know,
Mhm.
it's kind of like the trash dude from the 80s, you know, the metal guy. And it's like, I mean, I'll just take my hat off.
Punk. There you go. There we go.
Yeah.
All
So-
right now. All right now.
It's-
there we go.
It's long all around. My only
Mullet.
my only problem is that it's white. So I'm gonna
Oh,
color it.
look, what's got it for man now? You know, for man to do that on good now.
Yeah.
Little brown in there. Put a little brown in there.
I'm gonna color it. Actually, after we're done with this podcast, I'm gonna color my hair.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it would really suit you, to be honest. Rated R.
Won't look good on me. Huh?
Well, you know, the
I'll
funny
have to
thing
find
is-
something else.
My hair usually isn't much longer than your guys' hair. Like this
Yeah.
came out of COVID.
Ah,
Yeah, I after a couple of months of not getting a haircut, I'm like, you know what?
I get it.
Let's just do it. Let's just go.
There we go.
And here it is a year and a half later, and it's still growing. So
Still there.
yeah,
Still going. Let it keep going now. Let it keep going. See how it go all the way down.
it'll
See
probably.
waist.
I'll probably go back to normal next year, but I mean, it's a thing now. So I'm like, you know what? It's good for branding. When I went to Europe 2 weeks ago, people were losing their shit because they hadn't seen me in 2 years, and they're like, "What the?" You know.
Right.
So I deal with it.
Okay. So
All right, now, Jay. Now I gotta ask you now for the people out there, is it one interesting thing out there that people may not know about you like that?
ooh,
Whoa.
yeah, I tried to have him to redo that question.
You know what? I got it.
Hey, there's no telling what Jay might just say.
One interesting thing. There's something out there that people just don't know
So,
about Jay.
okay, so you guys saw the movie Boogie Nights with Mark Wahlberg, right?
Oh yeah.
I was his stunt double. So if you watch the movie, the very last scene of the movie is a cut of me just from like the chest down.
Now hold on one second.
Wait a minute. Boogie Nights.
Let's start that over again.
That was the scene.
Start that over. No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. I was in that movie. I remember seeing you in that. I was in that damn movie. I remember seeing.
Oh my god, so hilarious, dude! I used to wait tables, and like people would come into the restaurant, and I was in Hollywood at the time, working as a waiter, and people would like come into Hollywood, going, "Hey, where's all the famous people?" And I'm just like, "Dude, they're not going to be around here. This is like a touristy area." And they're like, where can we go to find the famous people? And I would be able to tell whether I'm going to get a good tip from this table or not by basically just saying, well, you're talking to someone famous right now. And they'd be like, really? Exactly. And I'd be like, yeah, if you saw Boogie Nights, because this is like late 90s or whatever. Yeah, you saw Boogie Nights. That last scene, I was Mark Wahlberg's stunt double. And then people like knew, it's like if they knew that was like the scene where they showed like the super huge dick, if they laughed, I knew I'd be good. But sometimes they would be like, they think about it and they'd be like, oh, oh my God, what the fuck? But
depends on who asking now. Depends on who asking.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, order a tray of meatballs. I don't want the meatballs no more.
What can I say that is really interesting? I mean, I don't know. I would say something. I mean, I did 3 episodes of Melrose Place, and I worked with Heather Locklear each time, and that was like one of my first big things in acting. So, yeah, that was cool.
Oh, that's what's up.
Okay. And you had to. You didn't have a long hair then.
No, I was probably 120 pounds soaking wet, and I had glasses and short hair, and I had to play just this weaselly assistant, and I did 3 episodes in like 93, 94 with Heather each time, and I was really hoping that they would give me more, but I mean, it was great. It's, speaking roles, I got to hang out with her, and, it was because of that I thought, okay, you know what, I might actually make it as an actor in Hollywood, and, I did enough work, but it didn't get to the point where it's like I need to dedicate my life to it. So porn was the natural next step.
So at one point there was a passion.
Oh yeah.
For acting.
Oh yeah. That was it. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a famous actor, but not so famous that I had to give up, my life.
Everything.
I would have been fine being a sidekick or a side role for something ongoing. And
hey, but you made your spot with YNOT. Yeah. That's why they need YNOT needs you. They need you, Jay. You are the face. You are it. The time is now.
That's right. Time is now.
There you go.
There it is.
Was that a cat I see?
Oh yeah. Come here, baby. Come here.
Okay, I just thought I was tripping.
You see it double now, man.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Cat's eye. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was a panther.
It is. It's a mini one.
Jay, you left the door open. You left the door open.
It's a mini panther.
Oh wow. We like to say thank you, Jay, for coming on here with us now.
Definitely. Being the first, on our adventure doing the live stream,
Thank you.
There we go.
Yes.
Appreciate you so much. And just hope that you just have many more of the award shows. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop acting as well. Just don't put that away. We might can put you in a Campbell soup commercial or something like that.
We're gonna be looking. We're gonna be looking for them from the chest down.
There you go.
It's just the chest down.
Yeah.
That's Jay's chest right there. That's his chest right there. There you go.
That's him. There you go.
We definitely appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thanks for everything. Thanks for just taking time out for us. We truly, truly appreciate it.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys.
And definitely, can you just announce for the folks out there, like your social media, where can they find you at and everything, Instagram, Twitter handle, whatever.
Absolutely.
What exactly going on your award show as well?
Sure. So people want to reach out to me. They can follow me on Instagram. It's at official YNOT. That's OFFICIAL and then the letters YNOT, official YNOT on Instagram. They can follow me on Twitter at YNOTLAJ and at YNOT.com, spelled out YNOTDOTCOM. I didn't get YNOT because some dude has been squatting it for like the last 15 years. Tried to charge me for he tweets like once a year, if that, and he was like, yeah, you can have it for a few $1,000, and I'm just like, yeah, you can fuck off too, man. So yeah, those are the best ways. And then of course, for anybody who's interested in attending, we've got the YNOT Community Trade Show happening at the W Hollywood in LA, October 11th, 12th, and 13th, and then we've got the YNOT Cam Awards happening at the Avalon Hollywood on October 14th. And we're going to see
there we go.
Hourglass Podcast. The time is now. Is going to be in the house for both.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it because that's also my birthday week. My birthday is October 11th.
Yeah, the man.
Oh,
the man right there.
Yeah.
Is it a big milestone birthday or just another one for the books?
Both.
Yeah.
So Jay, make sure you have some on both.
Go on, send mistress. Go on, send mistress on them. Go get mistress on them now.
35 and over now.
You need some slashes. Lashes.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a pretty big milestone. Just with things that's been going on in today's societies and things out here. We stay in Chicago, so I mean, just making it here and still pushing. I'm grateful.
Good. Well, good. We'll help you celebrate that in a couple of weeks.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Definitely.
Jay, any questions you have for us?
I guess when it comes to this, will this be also available in addition as playback recorded?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to upload it as well, too.
Awesome.
Constant playback.
Great. I'll promote
this. All streaming platforms it'll be on, from Apple Podcasts, Google, iHeartRadio, all the major ones out there.
Yes.
That's great.
Have it on there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because getting people to listen to something that's recorded is usually you get a lot more numbers that way as opposed to live, unless.
Oh yeah. It's our first one. We kind of threw it out there.
It's all good. Yeah, I'm glad I could be here to do it, and you guys asked me to. I really appreciate it.
No, we appreciate you.
Exactly. And we look forward to coming out there and having a ball and seeing what you guys do live.
Absolutely.
So that's definitely on our agenda.
Oh yeah.
Terrific.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Can't wait to see the whole event. Period. Just can't wait to see it.
Everything.
I'm having my fresh cut. I ain't gonna have a mullet. Said no mullet, right? No mullet. No mullet.
Just wear some long hair in the back and just like put a
With a unit in the back. Get a unit in the back.
Yeah. Would you like that? Beat it or Brady?
Oh wow. Yes. Thank you, Jay. This has been the Hourglass Podcast. I'm B-Lo, your host.
Rated R in the building.
All right.
Double right here.
There we go. We got our man Jay Kopita right there. Kopita. Jay Kopita
there you go.
Right there.
That's right.
Got you. All right now.
I appreciate you, man.
Hey, could you do us a favor?
Yeah.
Could you say the Hourglass Podcast? The time is now.
Do you want me to say it in any specific way? I'll give you a couple of different choices here.
Do what you do. Do what you do.
The Hourglass Podcast. The time is now.
There we go.
And I'll give you just a regular one.
Oh yeah.
The Hourglass Podcast. The time is now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll take both of those.
Exactly. That was perfect.
Take both of those.
All right.
There we go. Thank you. Stick around for a second, Jay.
Yeah.
Stick around for a second, Jay. Yep. Definitely. And there it is. Now that's the show with Jay, B-Lo, Rated R, Dub, Boo. And we up out of here. Give him a send off, Jay. Oh, the time is now.